Come on.
This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Outside the Round. Today, a very special guest. We told you we wanted to dip more into the comedy realm. We had our boy Evan Burke on back at the old studio a while back, and today we're dipping back into the comedy world. We got our boy Mr. Matt Taylor with us.
What's up?
You were on a plane last night, right?
Yeah, that was a long travel day. It turns out like that sometimes, but we were coming all the way across from California.
Oh, what were you doing out there?
Just comedy.
Just shows?
Yeah, we had some shows with Rodney. Where were we? Fresno, and then Brooks, California, and then somewhere else. I don't know. It's crazy because I always whenever artists forget where they are in cities, I never understood that until I got on this tour.
Yeah.
And now, right before I go on, because I'm the one that goes on first, so I'll kind of announce the city that we're in. And every time I have to look at the production manager and be like, "What city are we in?"
Yeah.
Say it back to him and then get it right. So.
Yeah, dude. I used to spend a lot of time out on the road. I did the tour manager thing for a while with a guy named Trey Lewis, who's become friends with Rodney. Trey had the song "Dick Down in Dallas," so Rodney was a big supporter of that early on. I've hung out with Rodney a couple times at Red Door. A couple nights he definitely does not remember. You know. And then I was out with another band called Muscadine Bloodline back in the day. But I spent times living basically in a van or in a bus or having the fly dates and going around. Yeah, tour life isn't for everybody. But how long have you been out with Rodney now? Has it been a little while?
Since October of 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so was that a year, maybe a year and some change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some
It's been
time.
awesome. I mean, before that I was doing social work for 10 years, so.
You were a social worker.
Yeah.
That's what my parents actually came up doing that.
God bless them.
Yeah.
God bless them. Yeah. Social work for 10 years, comedy for 5 of those 10 years, and then got picked up on tour in 2022. So
fucking cool.
It's awesome.
And to be with a guy like Rodney Carrington.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, Rodney was the first comedian I ever saw live.
Really?
You ever heard of Tunica down in Mississippi?
I have not. I've been through Mississippi a bunch, but not the Tunica.
I'm sure a lot of people know. It's just like a casino city.
Okay.
And for my 21st, right after my 21st birthday, a lot of our buddies were like, we should go down to Tunica and gamble. And then we went down there, and the performer at the casino that weekend was Rodney. And we had, listened to his music growing up. So we were like, oh, let's go to the show. So I went and watched it. I was like, damn, this is cool. This looks fun. 9 years passed before I started doing comedy. And then last year, I performed at the place where I saw him with him, which was cool.
Yeah. Is that down in Biloxi?
No, Biloxi is...
Because I'm familiar with Biloxi.
Yeah, so there's Tunica and then there's Biloxi. Tunica's Biloxi's on the... I guess the Gulf, maybe?
Yeah. That's where BP...
And then Biloxi's just
BP
kind of right
mess,
outside of Memphis.
Yeah, where BP had their mess up all those years ago.
Yeah,
Biloxi.
Yeah. So that's Biloxi, which is the largest man-made beach. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, it's all that sand that's there was imported in.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Some old lady that was driving us around told us that knew everything about Biloxi. And I was like, that kind of makes it weird. But I love Biloxi to death, but it is funny. I guess you can always judge the beach by the birds that hang out there.
Yeah.
So, in a lot of places, you have seagulls on the beach, but in Biloxi, there's pigeons all over the beach. And
It's like New York City on a
it's am I on the Jersey Shore right now?
Bro, it's like parking garage shit. It's just like a parking garage, but as a beach.
Yeah.
Is those parking garage pigeons? Because I grew up in New York, just in the suburbs outside the city, and those parking garage pigeons were fucking wild, and they're fearless birds.
They don't care. I think they've been fed one too many times, so they gain a lot of trust.
Yeah.
But yeah, Biloxi's is oceanfront, and then Tunica is just right outside of Memphis.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's an easy trip for us in Nashville.
Yeah. Is that where are you from originally?
Originally Murfeesboro, Tuscaloosa. Then I moved up to Murfreesboro, which is 30 minutes south of here.
I love T-Town.
T-Town's great.
Tuscaloosa. Yeah. I've been very lucky to have some good times at Druid City Music Hall, at Galette's.
Wow, yeah.
I've been to Galette's a bunch. That room, they fit a lot more people than they probably should in that room for the college shows.
I've never performed in Tuscaloosa, surprisingly. Yeah, Birmingham, Huntsville, everywhere.
Yeah.
Where else? Mobile, Montgomery. But yeah.
Yeah, because I've been very lucky to be, I guess to be lucky, but I've gotten to go through my career, go up and down 65. Yeah, and it's funny, like when I was working for the Muscadine guys, they're both Auburn dudes, so they're like they wouldn't call it T-Town, but then I worked for Trey, and he's a Roll Tide guy, so he's like, man, this T-Town right here, yeah, dude. I went to only SEC game I've been to. I went to the Iron Bowl in 2022.
Nice.
Bro. Yeah, I had a lot of perks being with Trey, you know.
Nice,
I got to go to the Iron Bowl, and we sat in one of the he had a buddy, Frankie, that had like one of those like company like tailgate things in the quad, like one of those bougie ass tailgates. And so we go to that, and then we had become Instagram very friendly with Roll Tide Willie and his crew. My first experience at an SEC football game is walking around the quad in Tuscaloosa with Trey Lewis and Roll Tide Willie.
Wow.
And I tell you, like, the chaos. We ended up hanging out with Alexander Shannara, bro. Like, I was like, I've hit the Alabama Holy Trinity. Like a successful country singer from Alabama, Roll Tide Willie, and Alexander Shannara in the same room.
All in one day?
All in one day, bro. It was a long day, and Bama beat the hell out of them that year, too.
Yeah, they did.
Is that your team? You're a Bama guy?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in
I feel like
North
you have
Fort,
to be.
So, I mean, luckily I was, I guess, grandfathered into a dynasty, which it wasn't fun in like the earlier 90s or like the mid 90s.
The Shula days were rough.
Yeah. But I mean, hell, for the past, damn, I just remembered that he retired.
Yeah. It's going to be a different chapter. These kids don't know what they're about to go through. It's been easy
for us for a while.
Yeah, these kids don't know what they're about to go through. And I grew up with it. Like, as the Yankees, I grew up the year I was born, Derek Jeter came onto the scene. Like, I got lucky. I was born in the mid 90s in New York. So it was like the Yanks were good. Saw the Giants win some Super Bowls. And then those first years of them not being at the top were fucking rough. So these Bama fans, they're calling the Paul Feinbaum every day.
Yeah,
aren't gonna know. Paul Feinbaum's about to get extra interesting now with those guys. Yeah. Like, who was that? Harvey Updike back in the day.
Yeah,
the tree guy.
Yeah.
The botany expert.
God, that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to go back to Auburn and ruin some more trees.
Go to Sky Bar. So how long have you? So you said you were born in Tuscaloosa and then grew up in Murfeesboro.
Yeah, grew up in Murfeesboro. I mean, I went to elementary school in Murfeesboro, high school, college. Just a one-town
MTSU kid.
Yep.
Nice.
Go Raiders.
Yeah, dude.
Go Blue.
You've been the Whiskey Dicks down there?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I went the old Whiskey. Actually the oldest one would have been Stampedes. That's where I got arrested when I was like 18. And then Whiskey Dicks opened up, free beer till 11, which is. It's great until you get older. Then you're like, this is the worst idea ever.
Yeah.
They should have never done this.
Yeah.
But, God, I've had a lot of nights I don't remember at Whiskey Dicks. So that's fun.
Yeah, Murfeesboro's a very, like, in the national scope, like an underrated kind of college town. If you live in Nashville if you live in Middle Tennessee long enough, you understand, like, it gets a little wild down there because it's not just the college kids, it's the locals in Murray County, the nearby,
everybody blends together.
In Rutherford County, like it gets a little wild down there with the townies of Murfeesboro at the college mixed with the college kids, make it a little extra wild.
I was both. I was a townie and a college kid, so that was nice.
Yeah,
I mean it was a great place to grow up. I hated on it growing up, but like the older I get, I'm just like Murfreesboro's great. I got nothing against it. So I guess that is kind of how like your hometown is. Like you grow up like I want to get away from it. Then you wake up when you get older and you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I used to wish that New York City would float away to England.
Really?
I was like, it was just the traffic, everything being so expensive, the chaos. Like I would really go there for like school field trips for like Yankee games or like Rangers games and shit like that, or like concerts. But then now living down here for about 6-7 years now, it's like it changes your whole, like you're like, oh shit, New York City is like one of the
Do you feel like you like the pace of New York City?
Yes.
As opposed to, because I know I went up there, what was that, last year for a weekend of comedy, and everything was so fast. Like, I mean, the people the transportation is phenomenal. Yeah. Like, I wish we had that here in Nashville.
Can you imagine a train system going along I-65?
That would be great.
Going along 24.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all of it made, like, I never understood it until I got out there. I was like, oh, this is great. I understand, like, why people love this city now.
Yeah.
But, God, like, the pace of going there and then coming back to Nashville, I'm like, oh, we have no time frame here. We're like, we'll get there when we get there.
End of the day means end of the week.
Yeah.
In the South.
Yeah.
That's something I learned real quick, especially coming from like radio and stuff and like being in the media scene in New York to now what I get to do down here. It is very different. It's starting to swing a little bit though, where it is getting a little faster down here than I'm sure it was, especially when you were growing up.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Nashville, and like, I guess in my high school years was, I mean, you could go park downtown anywhere, go drink on a rooftop before you go to a bar. Like, it was a lot of fun, but it still is. It's just insanely. I don't go downtown that much anymore.
I don't either.
It's so busy. If I do, it's normally like somebody's birthday, a wedding, or something like that.
Yeah, it's a special occasion. Yeah. My favorite is when friends come into town and they're like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go. I gotta strap up and I gotta put the chin strap on. I gotta go."
Yeah.
When I first moved here, I was a door guy at Whiskey Row.
Wow.
I worked security on Broadway.
Damn.
So my first taste of Nashville was being a Broadway boy.
Yeah, and I mean, you see people, because in New York, you really don't see that. That's what I noticed about like why I like their whole downtown is in New York. You really don't see people just like slews of people just black out drunk.
Yeah,
like you'll see people that are drunk here and there and having a good time, but like in Nashville, when you go downtown, I mean, it's like zombie apocalypse of just people just snake-eyed everywhere they go. You know, just shark-eyed or whatever.
Yeah,
just gone. How long have you been in Nashville?
I moved October of 2018, and my first week was Halloween weekend, and I came down here, and I had buddies that were in like the music scene in Jersey, and they were all working at Whiskey Row because like when you come down here for music, you get I guess comedy too, or like you move here and you're down here for something, but you're not quite there yet. You pick up whatever job you can, like you work at like Outback Steakhouse or bounce on Broadway or drive the pedal taverns or do this or do that. So I was just hanging out at Whiskey Row the Saturday of Halloween weekend, and then my buddy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, they're ready for you." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Well, here's a radio. Like, time to go to work." I'm like,
nice.
"Oh shit!" I never bounced a day in my life, and I'm at one of the highest at this point. Aldean's isn't around yet. Luke Bryan's isn't around yet. Like it's Whiskey Row is like it was like Whiskey Row and FGL House were like the two big like artist bars at that point. And they handed me a radio, gave me a polo. I signed a little waiver, and I was bouncing. And I had my first kick out like an hour in, and I was on the third. I don't know if you've ever been in Whiskey Row.
Yeah.
There's that level that's just bathrooms, like the third floor.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the place with all the fucking stairs, bro. It's like 200 stairs to get to the rooftop. It's a building that shouldn't be a bar, but is a bar. And I was I was up in the bathroom level, and I saw guys doing some nose beers in the bathroom, and I was like, all right, they can't be doing this. So I radioed up. A couple of our guys came, jacked them up, and then pocketed the bag, and I was like, "Oh, so that's how this works."
Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to Nashville.
Also,
and then,
I'm surprised they could kick out people that were tooted to the gills. Cocaine makes a person very strong.
Yeah, dude. Oh well, these guys. It was like I was the smallest guy there. Like it was my buddy Dave, who was the guy that really got me to move down here. He did music up in Jersey, still is in the music world down here out on the road with folks doing tour management and stuff. And he used to work security at Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, all right, he's got experience. And then like all the other guys were like retired military, retired law enforcement, trained MMA fighters. Like we wouldn't have them for like a week or two because they'd be out in Vegas fighting. Or nice. Like the guys that didn't pass like the combine or the test to get into like the NFL. Yeah. And then there was me.
God, I just got bounced by Michael Chandler.
Bro, yeah, exactly, dude. There were it was a wild time to be down there. And it was like just chaos, you know? Because you would see that the pedal taverns come in, like the NFL. I was there for the NFL draft.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was wild.
Damn.
You have every NFL team fan base in town.
Oh, God.
And they all don't like don't like each other. And they're all at your bar.
And then Titans fans are like, we're here.
We're here.
Yeah, I mean, at least we hosted it, right?
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be weird. No Mike Vrabel this year.
I know. It's weird. Like both of my teams got rid of their head coach, and I'm just like,
who's your? Oh yeah,
Bama and Titans. It's gonna be an interesting year, that's for sure.
Yeah, are you a big sports guy?
Not really. I mean, I played baseball growing up my whole life. Love college football probably more than pro.
Yeah, that's a southern thing for sure.
Yeah. And then golf. I like golf, and then UFC. So
Nice.
or MMA.
Yeah, that was. And I promise this isn't just gonna be talking about Broadway, but when I was the worst night we ever had at Whiskey Row was the first time they did UFC at Bridgestone.
Oh man,
and a bunch of
that was Khabib fought that night.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Khabib and what's the Showtime? Anthony Showtime. I mean, they didn't find each other, but they were both on the card.
Yeah, because after the fight they all booked VIP tables at the different bars on Broadway, so we had a whole club level full of UFC fighters, and the worst part was the guys that went to the fight, the wannabe UFC fighters.
Yeah.
And that night, like the DJs downtown and at the clubs, what they'll do is if there's like a big issue, they'll flip on the lights and play like Garth Brooks' The Dance to get the club to die down.
Yeah.
So that was one of the nights that
watching a fight here in Garth Brooks.
Oh, dude, it was crazy, dude. I remember just jumping on top of a guy and just holding him down and just being like, "Oh God, I hope I'm in the clear."
Like a rodeo.
Dude, it was like a scene at a Roadhouse. It legit, or like the scene out of Yellowstone where Rip and all them go in there. Like it was just chaos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, UFC night on Broadway was not my favorite.
Dude.
But we survived. We got through it.
That's crazy. I always wonder what it'd be like to be a bouncer, period.
There are some perks.
'Cause I was easy to kick out. I'm a small guy. Like the one time I got kicked out, 2 times I got kicked out of a bar. I mean, it was just shirt collar and you're gone. I'm like, all right, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I
got too drunk.
Yeah, I liked being a part of the Superman carry where like you're walking the guy down the stairs and then you see him cock back to hit your buddy that's like in front. So what you do is you just radio real quick and then you grab his legs, he falls, the guy catches him before he hits the floor and you just carry him out like Superman, like he's flying. Yeah. Then lay him outside, put the zip tie on him, wait for Metro to come pick him up.
Oh shit, y'all can zip tie
in certain places, in certain situations if you had to, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than them causing a ruckus on the street once you get him out there.
Dude, when I got arrested at
what happened?
So I guess somebody spit in a bouncer's face or something happened, and I think they thought it was me. And I was like literally just chilling up against the dance floor, watching my buddies like have fun, just like arms crossed, and I know where somebody just reaches across my neck, jerks me over the railing, drags me outside, and 2 bouncers, and one of them like sits on my shoulders.
Oof.
And then like one of them like has my legs and like sits on my legs, and the other one's just like shoving my head into the gravel. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, and like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I get up, you know, obviously like pissed off, and try to go at one of them. And the second I do, like officer, I'm not gonna say his name, but an officer in Murfeesboro like steps in front of me. He's like, you know, like we're not doing that. And so I start like cussing him out and saying what happened, you know, because I'm so like just thrown off. Like I just got the shit beat out of me.
Are you even drunk at this point?
I mean, I was tipsy,
but not like intoxicated.
No, like I remember all of it perfectly. And then the officer like pushes me back, and like I didn't go at the officer, but I was like still like kind of like, you know, just not in his face, but like trying to like get fucking them, you know, like they just beat the shit out of you. You just watch this happen.
Where's the cameras? Let's watch the replay.
And then the officer mule kicks me in the chest, and as soon as I hit the ground, the other officer grabs me up. They put me in cuffs, and then I go to jail. So for public intox. Yeah, dude. Both times I got arrested, I feel like it wasn't my fault. That time, I mean, obviously I could have been less aggressive, so that was probably my fault. But what initiated it, I don't know. And then the first time I got a underage, we were like partying outside of Sonic. Like we would go there and
small town shit.
Yeah,
I like that.
Go, drop tailgates at Sonic and just get drunk there. And our buddy comes up in his truck and he's like, "Hey, I'm about to go fight this guy at this house party." So I'm like, "All right, well I'll go watch." You know, I'm bored. It's Friday night, so we pull up to the party and like there's a ton of people in this party. And I'm like, I'm just gonna chill outside and drink a beer. I don't really feel like doing that. So I have like a 6-pack on me or whatever. And the cops end up showing up, and they're like going around asking everybody who's been drinking or whatever, and we're here for a fight. And he gets to me, and like I'm fine, you know. I think I'd had like maybe 3 beers at that point, and he's like, "All right, well, you know, once your ride gets here, because you can't leave with the guy that came to fight or whatever. So once your ride gets here, you can go." I was like, "All right, cool." So my buddy pulls up in his truck, and like as I'm getting in, the two girls that were with us are like in the back seat, and I see the cop talking to them, and like they're like he's like pointing at me, and I'm just like, and like as soon as I'm like crawling up into the truck, he's like, "Hey, why don't you come on back down here?" So I get down there, and he's like, "I thought you said you weren't drinking tonight." I'm like, "I'm not." And he goes, "Well, whose case is that in the back of the car?" And it was the girls. And I was like, "It's not mine. I don't know." And he's like, "So you can pass a breathalyzer?" And I'm just like, "No, probably not." Because, I mean, I'm underage in this, so if I blow anything. So I end up doing a breathalyzer. I don't pass. And I don't have my ID on me. I, like, left it in my truck at Sonic. So they end up taking me to jail. I'm in there for, like, 13 hours. But, again, like, was I underage drinking? Yeah. But I got arrested because two girls were like, "Oh, that's his beer." I'm like, "That's y'all's beer. You take the rap and go to jail."
You were the fall guy.
Yeah. And then my buddy, who was like a prominent high school basketball player, this was our senior year, so he had just gotten done with his senior season. Meanwhile, he's got like a baseball bat outside of this fight, like waiting to hit somebody with a bat, and the cop shows up. He's like, "I heard someone who's 6'8" had a baseball bat." And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Dude, come on." He's like, "I know who you are." He's like, "Get out of here." I'm like, "Okay, so if I was dunking on people, I'd be going free." but since I had a 3-beer buzz, I'm going to jail.
Justice for the 5'8" folks.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Justice for us.
Short people, man. He's like, "You got short man syndrome. You need to calm down." Like, he had a bat, dude. He was about to kill somebody.
He had intent. Yeah. He was ready to fucking
I mean, sure, he was putting up triple doubles like a couple months ago, but that doesn't matter now. So that's the 2 times I got arrested, which is funny because I'm like the most calm one in our family, and I'm the only one that's been arrested as an adult, you know?
There's your street cred.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I got that out of the way.
Got a rap sheet.
So, but that's how bouncers in Murfeesboro, like I worked at a bar as a barback for like a summer, and I watched bouncers, I mean, really get after some people where you're like, I don't know, I don't think that's legal. Probably gonna get sued for that, and that bar closed down like 6 months later.
Yeah,
but,
that'll happen.
I mean, if you worked in it, you know. I mean,
yeah,
people take the opportunity, and you're just like, God dang.
Yeah, my specialty more than kickouts was fake IDs. I used to catch them, and I'd collect them like Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
me and my buddies had a binder, and we had the IDs organized by state. And we would have them all like collecting. Like I'd get like
just a bunch of McLovins.
Yeah, dude, we'd get like 10 to 15 a day sometime. Like of different kids trying to try their best was when they tried to come in with their parents and they'd have a fake ID, and then the parents would get all pissed because they're like, "I bought that for her," and I'm like, "Okay, you want to go ask the cop to make me give it back to you."
Yeah.
And
what's like the telltale sign of like a fake ID?
Depends. Each state's different. So like the Tennessee, the back of the Tennessee, the T and the N on the website, the T and the N are connected.
Are connected or
are connected? I think it's the T and the N or the E. I'll have to look real quick. It's one of them, like the T and the N.
If any underage people are listening to this podcast,
or is it the
really pay attention.
Oh, that's what it is. It's the A and the T, and if you see the "I hereby certify that," you see how the A and the T are connected, and the A and the T and date are connected. Where it says date, the A and the T are connected. So on the fake ones, the A and the T weren't connected.
Oh,
so that's how I would find the fake Tennessees. Yeah,
damn.
And then there'd be certain IDs where like you shine a hologram through it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, where there's certain IDs where you would shine like a flashlight and it was supposed to hologram one way, and then if it didn't do that, or it was like some like written with a Sharpie fucking holograph, I'd be like, "See you later, kid." I'd put it in my pocket. Yeah, I learned
21.
I learned all those tricks.
How easy was it to tell? Like, were there everyone's were like, "Damn, I think they might have got me," like because first of all, my buddy found an ID when he was 19 or 20, and our friend found found an ID and somebody left in a club that happened to look exactly like our buddy.
Oh, cool.
So he just had somebody else's ID for like 2 years. There was like an actual ID that looked identical to him.
Yeah, we'd call those misreps for misrepresentation.
Yeah.
So those would be the ones that would work more than like the fake ones. Like I just remember seeing some like a North Carolina ID because that has like some pink in it, and it would be like red and yellow, like a damn Pokemon card.
Yeah.
And I just put that in my pocket. And like spring break, like this time of year is when it gets really crazy because all the northern schools, instead of going to the beaches, they come to Nashville for their spring breaks. So like Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Northeast, all the New York people, like where I'm from, they all come to Nashville now and spend their spring breaks.
That's crazy
here.
to think of coming to Nashville for spring break.
Dude, you got 100 bars and live music in a 1 mile radius.
I just don't even think about that because we were always beach. We're like, you go to Panama City and that's it.
PCB, and I've had great times down there too. I love me some Panama City. We did a spring break show years ago. It was actually like during the COVID. I did a lot of touring during COVID. It was that scene where like you're at the shows and it's packed to the gills and you just
in
don't.
Florida?
Yeah, dude, Florida, Texas, Georgia, Alabama. We did one, bro, at the Slide and Ride in Martin, Tennessee.
Wow.
Martin, Tennessee, and there were 1,400 people in that motherfucker. It was nuts, but we couldn't post any of like the videos because it was like January of 21, December of
fun.
20.
Like you felt like you were like in a prohibition era.
Dude, yeah, it was like the underground. It was like really, really cool. But we did a spring break show with the Student Escape when I was with Trey, and it was Trey opening up, and it was Jack Harlow and Afro Man. And like
cool.
A foam party and like all this shit. And you're just looking around like, what is going on right now? Like this is the spring break after COVID, and it was just chaos.
It was nuts. I remember when we went to Florida, we went to Panama City like the summer of 2020. I mean, it was right during everything.
Yeah.
And like even Tennessee was pretty, like we didn't really shut down that much. We shut down for a short time.
Yeah.
But dude, we got to Florida just because we thought this is the perfect time to go. Nobody's going to be there. We'll get a nice condo, you know. Dude, we get down there and I'm like, oh, I don't think anybody even told this state that there's a pandemic.
DeSantis
you know? I mean,
was like, hell no, we ain't closing.
I was like, oh, we're all getting COVID for sure. And nobody did.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, I got it in Texas in December of 2020, and I had COVID. I was stuck home when I mean by home, the room I was staying in Antioch, which we can get on a whole thing about the different places of Tennessee. Antioch's a very interesting place.
L.A., Lower Antioch.
L.A., yeah, the other L.A. You know, you got Los Angeles, Louisiana, Lower Alabama, and then you got Lower Antioch, bro. Yeah. It is crazy there. But I was stuck there during COVID. With COVID, like I was sick as fuck during Christmas. We did some shows in Texas, and then came back, and I was there. I was in Antioch the Christmas morning when the RV blew up on 2nd Avenue.
Yeah.
I remember being like, oh shit. And then they showed where like that guy allegedly lived, and it was like a block away, like off Murfeesboro. Pike. I was like, oh right, fuck. Yeah. I'm like, thank God it blew up over there. I mean, hopefully it didn't blow up at all. Luckily nobody was crazy about that. We never found the real story about why that happened.
Yeah.
It all kind of got swept.
That was also by the AT&T tower.
Yes.
And AT&T just lost service to thousands of people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they were like people talking about like election machines because that was like right after the election.
Oh yeah,
they were like
right by a building.
They were like, yeah, this is where Georgia's election machines came from or something.
There
were all these conspiracies about it, and then it just got swept under the rug, and 2nd Avenue was left in shambles.
Yeah, no, I had a friend. Her apartment got blown out. I think her cat like got blown out in the streets too, and she had to look for it forever. And I mean, she didn't live there anymore. That's for sure.
It's starting to come back though, like or 2nd Avenue. But it was weird because there's like that music that was like playing that like downtown song, like music, and then played like this voice saying like leave, like get out, like leave, like it didn't want to hurt people.
Buddy worked at one of the hotels like on that same street. And he was the guy that had to like get everybody out.
Oh shit!
And you can see him like on the outside, like telling somebody to go get cover, and then you see in the background just, and he's like not that far from it.
Yeah,
he was on like the news about it and everything. Shout out, he's a comedian, Tanner Newcomb.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's funny because you'll see him just like sitting there telling people to get out, and then you see a giant explosion like
Boom.
Down the street, like right by him. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Nashville.
Yeah, golly. I mean, all of that, because that was...
that was December of 2020.
Was it?
That was a COVID Christmas.
Was it 2021 or 2020?
That was 2020. Yeah,
so that was right before COVID busted loose, I guess.
No, that was so COVID busted loose March of 2020, around St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
remember
December,
Rudy Gobert, the basketball player?
So yeah, it was... Tornado. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
Rudy was
yeah.
the one touching the
Yeah,
mic?
bro.
Like,
Yep, bro. Yeah. Joke's on you,
Yeah.
suckers. Yeah. It was Tornado destroys East Nashville. Then a week
God,
later, the
yeah.
world shuts down. Then you have the political movements of the George Floyd stuff and all of that shit happened over the summer. Then you have the election and all the chaos leading up to the election. Then you have the that Christmas is the bomb. Yeah, 2020 was a hell of a year, bro.
It's so weird because like we're what 4 years almost removed from
we're coming up
March.
Yeah, we're like 4 years to the date almost of when COVID hit.
Because it feels like 2020 was still last year.
Yeah,
and like it paused something where like every year that goes by, I'm like it still feels like the world shut down last year.
Yeah,
but what a wild time.
Yeah, dude. I always say the last 6 months of COVID was like some of the best memories of my life because I went up to Delaware. My family, they got like most New Yorkers do. Once the kids grow up, you get out of New York. That's the trick. You go there, you have the good schools, and then you're like, I don't want to pay this money in taxes. And you go somewhere like Delaware where there are no taxes. Oh, nice. So that's where my family's at now. But I spent some time living up there. Then I have an aunt and uncle that have a horse farm, or that have a farm with some horses on it in East Tennessee. So I stayed out there with them. And then I started coming back June of 2020 and started doing our events that we host. And we were full bore events at Live Oak. Like we definitely should have gotten shut down, but we didn't because we were cool with everybody. But just like getting to meet like the friends, like hanging out at like the house parties, getting to all the Dick Down in Dallas stuff with Trey, like all of that happened from like July, August of 2020 through the end of the year. Like that last third or last quarter of the year was just, for me, just hanging out with everybody. And it's like now that we're back, obviously you want to be back to real life. What was were you doing comedy at that point?
So yeah, I mean, I started comedy in December of 2017. And I guess everything shut down. I remember because I was at Comedy Bar when we were watching like the NBA game. We were like sitting in the bar while like the show had just ended. And we were just sitting there having a drink, and we look up, and like everybody's just like leaving the court, and they're like, they just announced like NBA season was canceled. Yeah, in the middle of a game, that was wild. Yeah, like the whole season was canceled. I'm just like, hold on, wait, what? That's where everybody's like, what's going on? Yeah, that's where like everybody started to take it serious. Before we're like, yeah, whatever, the flu is coming. Yep. And like it's funny because I did a show I did Dusty's show at Zany's. Oh, cool. On like March 2nd or February, late right before, and like it was just on the news, and I made some like hack joke about the coronavirus. Everybody was doing that. Yeah, it was something like the coronavirus. That's just the excuse I tell my boss when I'm too hungover to come to work. Yeah, it's like I got the coronavirus, and like then like a week later, it's like, oh, the world shut down because of that coronavirus. That thing that started in China and hit the West Coast, then hit New York, and then just spread. But comedy paused for like, I don't know. I immediately, maybe a month, I think I stopped. And then we immediately started doing like online mics, which was terrible. Yeah. Then we did outside shows. Like I booked a mic in like south of Murfeesboro. It was just at some dude's house on like his back patio, just doing an open mic once a week. Yeah. And then we did a outdoor show, like a secret show at these people's like farm property, which was very cool. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to them for letting us do that. And then Comedy Bar like slowly opened back up, and it was downtown, started opening back up. But I mean, every show was like, here's 4 people, here's 5 people, you know. And so it was a struggle for a while, but I mean, the stage time was. Honestly, I think it helped me a lot. Yeah, Nashville was one of the few comedy scenes that was able to function, right? For a while, yeah. I mean, but everything shut down there for like a few months. Yeah. And then it just started opening back. Like, I remember Zany's would have like, if you've been to Zany's, yes. Yeah, so they cram as many people in as you can. Yeah. And then I remember the first time we went back, like tables were like so far apart and only certain amount of people could be in there. So it's such a weird thing to have done Zany before and then see that with like the tables like that. Yeah. Like, oh, this is a whole New Material Monday was a whole different vibe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know if they had that yet, but yeah, that and then like Comedy Bar, like you'd literally have like one table of like 4 people in front of you for like a whole show. You're like, this is the most catered show you're ever gonna get. Yeah. Everybody's gonna look at you. You're gonna get talked to. Like, but it was good because I mean, I think that year is probably the year that I grew the most in comedy because it was the hardest.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to talk to people. I couldn't just tell these jokes. Like I had to divert from them. If the jokes weren't going good, I had to make sure that the show was going good. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's a lot of growth during that year.
Yeah, I feel like everybody grew a lot during that year because you kind of had to, or you had to pivot to something else.
I mean, honestly, like if you didn't suffer seriously from the illness or pass from it, a lot of people seem to have very good years.
Yeah.
You know, in those moments, like grew a lot. You spent a lot of time with family. Like you kind of had everything paused, you know. Some people, I still had to go to work because, you know, I worked at like a medical facility.
Yeah.
Which sucked.
Yeah, medical facility during COVID, not recommended.
Because to this day, like if I got COVID, it would have been March 9th. I remember because we had a show. It was like our last show that we had a local show. And I was just sick as hell. Couldn't smell, couldn't taste, and all that. And then I was sick for like a week. And then I think I've been tested like 25 or more times now and just never tested positive. Yeah. But, you know, my job, when it first started out, like if you tested positive, you had 14 days off. And they were still paid days because it was some kind of like emergency, whatever.
And that was clause. That was during the Trump bucks era, too. That was the stimmies.
Dude, yeah. So, like, and then, like, it was like if you were on unemployment or whatever, you were getting paid more than I was for being out there working, you know? And I remember, like, I would start feeling sick, go get tested. I'm like, I'm about to get 2 weeks off. Nice. And then it just wouldn't test positive. And then somebody that was also doing my job would just test positive and get 2 weeks off. I'm like, God dang it. I'm just getting more work. I hate this, you know?
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, it was a wild time.
Yeah.
COVID was just, I don't know. I don't want to say I enjoyed it, but like, I don't know. I kind of refocused on a lot of things that like matter, you know, like spending time with family and friends and like making the most of lockdown.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
Yeah, honestly, that's how it was. That's how it was for me too.
It's a good thing you were down here, though.
Dude, thank God. That's what I joke with people when I see somebody else that's like from New York that'll come down to one of our events that we do, or like I bump into somebody like, "Oh, you're from New York? What part?" I'm like, "Yeah, I moved down here BC before COVID. Like, I lucked out. I got out of here before the Blasio Cuomo stuff started getting crazy. Like, I really got out of New York at a good freaking time. Like that late 2018 was a cush time to get out of New York and to get down here, because since even in the years that I've been here, Nashville's changed so much. Yeah. The whole skyline's different from when I moved here. We didn't have that Whole Foods on Broadway. Downtown. Oh yeah,
the whole what is it, the 5th and Broadway?
Yeah, that
structure.
thing. Yeah, dude. Like there's that whole area. The Gulch
what was there before? I don't even remember now.
Before 5th and Broad was just I think it was just a parking lot. It was either a parking lot or just like an open. I remember when they started building that shit next to the Ryman. It was just it's fucking crazy. Yeah, the construction down there is nuts. And now everybody's got a bar down there.
It's crazy. Like if you think about going to shows at the Ryman, like how much space and openness there was around it to where it is now. It's just like crowded all the way up to like there's the
And
Ryman.
you saw what's going in behind Whiskey Row, right? Wallen's got a bar.
Oh,
Morgan
really?
Wallen's got Morgan Wallen spent a lot of time during COVID getting kicked out of the bars and he was like Mr. Broadway. He was a part of that underground movement. You go to a bar during COVID, you'd see Morgan and those guys out, and now Morgan's got his own bar coming in. 5-story bar in between Whiskey Row and the Ryman. That little parking lot that was behind Whiskey Row, right next to that. Yeah, it's backs right up to that alley. 5 stories.
Oh my god,
it's gonna be chaos. Kids getting kicked out of there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wild, dude. Do you go out like at all? Like, what part of town do you like hang out
Not
in?
anymore. I mean, I get out like if I'm out in Nashville, I'm typically at Zany's watching a show, even if I'm not on the show.
Yeah, just being around the scene.
Yeah, or doing mics. So a lot of mics are like in East Nashville, or I'll go out in East Nashville because it's just more local, chill spots.
More your kind of vibe too.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm 36 now, so I'm over the party scene.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, I used to get down. I used to get arrested at bars, so I was cool. But yeah, now it's just work. I don't know, because it's fun. Comedy is the greatest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
but it is a job, and I treat it like that. So even on my off days, I don't know if it's something that you love. Like it doesn't feel like work to me.
Yeah.
But if I have tonight or probably tomorrow night, Wednesday, I've got a show Wednesday night. This is my week off from tour.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing stuff locally as much as I can to just, I don't know. But it's also like, it's the only job where like, oh, this is also like a hang.
Yeah.
So if you're at the mics, after I get done, I'll have a beer or something and just hang out and drink and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
So, but like going downtown, dude, I don't go unless like it's a special occasion.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I spend a lot of time in Midtown because we host our events.
Midtown's a lot of fun.
We host our events at Live Oak. We do the Rusty Nail. You ever been to the Rusty Nail?
Dude, I haven't.
That place it's what the local bar in Hermitage would feel like. It's
nice.
$3 beers. Like it's just a fun. It's like our creative circus where we can kind of do whatever we want, like music wise, and
That's
like we
really
have
cool.
they have a humidor in there for cigars.
Nice.
So like the owner Tommy, we do a cigar and whiskey event called Rhythm and Smoke there once a month. Like we have fun over there. It's a good.
Do you smoke cigars?
Big cigar guy.
Dude, I wish I'd have known. So we host a monthly show. The first show that I ever put on, me and Nick Bush, is in Murfeesboro.
Yeah, I saw that. That was Smoking Jokes.
Yeah, at Liquid Smoke, and right next door to Liquid Smoke is the Humidor, which is just like this giant humidor with like cigars. So it's a cigar bar.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have known. I would have brought you.
Yeah,
some.
well, I wish I would have known because we have a deal with Crowned Heads.
Cool.
With Raised Rowdy, so we're members over at Smokers Abbey in East.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time over there. Myself, Nikki T, my business partner, and then Kurt Ozon, who he's one of the guys. He plays all things with strings in Luke Combs' band. He's Luke's utility player. You've probably seen him over there. He's like a very East Nashville kind of guy. But do
you know Mark and Unson or Ben Sawyer?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they both do. They run a show over there.
Yeah, we hang out at the Abbey quite a bit. And yeah, we're big. Like I grew up, I always tell people I was smoking cigars with my dad before I was drinking beer with my dad.
Nice.
Like us just growing up, like cigars of like, and I'll do like 3 or 4 in like a sitting and then be hurt after. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I smoke them. I really smoke because I used to be a pack and a half of cigarettes a day. Yeah. Like when I got off drinking, I was just all things like I'm into this whole Zyn thing right now. They were trying to ban that. Schumer, another shout out New York politician, was trying to ban this.
Zins?
He was trying to ban Zins. I think just because the Nelk Boys did a special with Tucker Carlson about Tucker Carlson being a big Zyn guy. So Schumer was just like, oh, Carlson, fuck Zyn, like, trying to get after it. But yeah, we're big cigar guys. And another thing I think you and I have in common, because I've seen it on your feed, you're a big butt rock guy as well.
A big butt. Oh, butt. I was
like,
wait, hold on. Yeah.
Butt rock. No, not butt stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
No, dude.
I don't know you like that, dude.
Right.
But
yes.
butt rock.
Dude,
so we host that. We run that account, that Butt Rock Night page.
Oh yeah.
You see on Instagram. That's a Raised Rowdy thing. So yeah, we were flying down to the Key West Songwriters Festival a couple years ago and we're up in the sky in a few different ways, and we were sitting in Atlanta on our layover, and some of our buddies, Brian Frazier, our buddies Dean and Mikey, who play a lot downtown, were like, why haven't you guys done a butt rock night? Like, you guys do all these, because we host a lot of writers rounds, we do a lot in the country music space with Raised Rowdy. They're like, why don't we just do a night where everybody just plays Creed and Limp Bizkit and Hinder and Saliva, Nickelback, Three Doors Down? Like, why don't we just do that? So we did that. We ended up doing a night at Live Oak, and we had all these big country artists covering butt rock songs.
That's awesome.
And we've done a couple of them now, and they're some of our favorite nights. But Brian made the account Butt Rock Night, and it's him and Nikki T making those memes. And we've had Scott Stapp commenting on them, which was just electric. The Raised Rowdy account's like 56 or 57,000 right now.
Yeah.
The Butt Rock account's at almost 90K. The Butt Rock account is bigger than the Raised Rowdy account, which we love. And it's just all those bands.
Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, it starts out as like almost like a joke, and then the more you listen, like, dude, this shit kind of rocks. Actually.
Oh, this shit really rocks, and I equate it to back when I was in radio, and this probably isn't the right term, but this is my spin zone of butt rock, like where the term came from. They're like, oh, it's butt rock. It sucks. Like Maren Morris called Jason Aldean. He's like, she said that Jason Aldean is butt rock, like meaning it in a derogatory term. Yeah. But I say it like back when like the Buzz, like one of the greatest rock stations in the country, 102.9 The Buzz here in Nashville, locally owned, they're great. I'm sure back in the day, one of their monikers was 1029 The Buzz, nothing but rock. Like back in those days, all the radio stations were nothing but rock.
Yeah.
So that to me is where the
Butt
term
rock.
butt rock comes from, because it's that it's that Woodstock 99 era. It's that the early days of Bonnaroo and like Bamboozle and like those big kind of festivals. It's those bands, you know. It's who doesn't love late 90s, early 2000s hard rock, you know? And it stretches to like the 3 Days Grace guys and to like Hailstorm and to like Evanescence. Like there's some good shit in there, you know?
That is crazy. Butt rock. It's like Butterface.
Yeah. Butt rock.
Butt rock.
Butt rock, yeah. We have a merch line too. We'll have to get you some of our butt rock shirts because like
nice.
we have one. Nikki
sure.
T, my business partner, we did a bit with Nikki T getting a butt rock tattoo on his ass.
Yeah.
So he has butt rock tattooed on his butt, which is full dedication to the band. We do stuff with like we fuck around with like Four Loko, and we'll make memes that are like, this is me six locos deep at Chili's karaoke or Dollarita night at the Applebee's singing Creed, you know? Like they're like fun memes that we make on there and stuff, you know? Yeah, Butt Rock Night. I'm sure you might be following it already because we've had Fred Durst share stuff from there before, bro. Like the fact that Fred Durst shared a meme of we put Elvis like rock like it was like a video of like Elvis over break stuff or like break stuff over an Elvis performance, and it matched up perfectly. Fred Durst shared it to his story, and that was like a big moment for us in our butt rock journey. Yeah, dude, we've got tickets to see Creed. We're going to see. We're going to
Bridgestone.
Yep, Creed. Well, they're at Bridgestone and they're at Dude, that Creed stuff is blown up so fucking much. They're playing at Ascend Amphitheater in August.
Yeah.
And then they're coming back and playing at Bridgestone. How many acts can sell out the amphitheater in a town, like the Shed in a town, and then come back 3 months later with a full arena tour that sells out? It's Creed. It's Tremonti and Stapp, bro. Tremonti Stapp 2024.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
And you're a little bit older than I am, so you really remember the heyday of like rocking out to that stuff.
It's funny because everybody started hating on like Nickelback and Creed, and you kind of fall
and Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, and you start it's gay, it sucks. And then you get older, you're like, why did I ever go against them? They're all I love now. Yeah. I mean, because that whole thing about, did you ever see the story about me, the fake Creed event?
No. You did a fake. We got to get it. If you do this again, we want in.
So it was, I think it was like 2016. I guess something that was popular on Facebook was people would create a fake event where like a bigger artist was coming. Oh. And then like the day of, they would change it to their event. And so like all these people would have been like interested, and then they would still go because like all these people were like interested in this event or like going, and then the day of they switch it, the title or the thing to like, oh, it's me here or whatever. I didn't even realize people were doing that. I just saw people like posting these insane events that weren't true. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna create a fake Creed concert at the Kmart parking lot in Smyrna, Tennessee. And I did it like back in like, I mean, it was probably like January of 2016, and set it for like, it was like a Monday at like, let me see. It's called the Creed Arms Still Wide Open Tour.
Dude, that's awesome. Bring it up. Creed and the Kmart. And I used to live in Laverne, so I know about Smyrna.
Yeah.
Creed and Smyrna would have been, that's electric. And it's kind of, at 2016, that's kind of like, these guys haven't been on the road. They haven't been back together in a while. Fuck
Dude, it was, if you look it up, it's just the Arms Still Wide Open Tour. If you just put that into Facebook, it'll pop up. And I forgot all about that. I made it. But like, even in the description, I was like, come enjoy the greatest band ever on your lunch break. Because the show was like, I even said it was like 12:37 to like 1:48 p.m. And they were like, I was like, free admission with proof of purchase, like all these things that like let you know like it's not real. And I forgot all about it. And then like the day before, the day of the event, like my phone starts going off on Facebook, and it's like, what's going on? And then like you see people excited about the show tomorrow. I'm just like, what show? Like, Oh, there it is. Just and all these people are excited about it, and they're like in the comments. But then like the day of,
That is so awesome. I don't know if they can see that on there. Trying to get that in the camera.
Yeah.
The shirtless photo of Creed.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. But the day of, like people start messaging in it, and like I'm on like my lunch break at work, and like people are like, "I'm here right now. There's nothing going on. Like I think the guy's full of shit." And then some lady's like, "I just asked the lady at Kmart. She has no idea what's going on. This is some kind of sick joke." But then like all my buddies are like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like I'm here right now, and this is the greatest concert ever." So then like this whole other group just starts like faking it, but like I post that picture of like Scott at like some concert wherever, but then all these other people find the same like show on Google search, so it's all the same. It looks like all the same concert.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm front row. This is great." It's just another picture from whatever concert that was. And, like, people just, Charlene, she got mad. But it was just the funniest thing ever. Like, I'd forgot all about it. And then people started showing up at the Kmart parking lot in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Looking for the greatest band to ever come
Yeah,
into
dude.
existence.
I feel bad now. Like, I hope they never see that. Especially that, because that would be so, like, I was like, "Hey, dude, big fan." He's like, "Are you?" Because you created a fake Facebook event of us.
I feel like that helped. I feel like all the memes and all the bits around them are what's brought them back. Like
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we're still extremely relevant."
People showcasing that Dallas Cowboys halftime show where the shirtless dudes just flying in.
It's that is one of the wildest things. Every time that comes across like anything, I just send it to all my boys.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like do you know the Movie Ruiners podcast?
I don't.
They're really cool.
Movie Ruiners. That's a cool.
Movie Ruiners. So basically, they pick a movie. Like you pick whatever your favorite movie is, and they just talk about it. But while you're doing this podcast, they're really cool, really good dudes. But them, me, and Zach Townsend, another comic, like we all have this like subgroup that we in Instagram where we just send nothing but Creed memes. That's all it is.
Oh, dude, yeah, we definitely got
Credence.
The Credence,
Yes.
dude. We definitely gotta link up because
If you got any Creed, any and all things Creed,
dude. Yeah, we got lots of Creed in the tank.
you can throw some Nickelback in there too. I won't be mad.
Yeah, I wish Nikki T likes to find like random old shirts on like Depop and like random websites. He found one for me. It's like a Scott Stapp tour shirt from like 2006 or 7, and it's like just all the different faces of Scott. It's like one of those like obnoxious, like it's just Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
And then we have like Nickelback hockey jerseys. We have like Limp Bizkit T-shirts. We have like we've just collected, and then what we'll do is we'll dress up the people performing in our Butt Rock night in the Butt Rock merch. Yeah, like we'll throw someone in a Hinder shirt. We'll throw someone in a 3 Doors Down zip up hoodie. Like we'll just find this random shit and just collect it.
I know Nick and Reed from the podcast. They're excited because we're all going to the Ascend show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll be we'll have to link up before that and fucking party.
I was like, we should all pregame at where the Kmart used to be in Smyrna parking lot before we go, but it's not even there anymore. So, but they got the Cowboys jerseys.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Nikki T has one of those too. Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm
excited about the return of Creed.
Yeah, and Limp Bizkit's back to touring again. Fred Durst is just in another universe, which I love. Yeah. And they don't even sell merch at their shows. They don't make Limp Bizkit merch anymore. No, it doesn't exist. They're like if you were here when we were here, and you got our merch, but now they don't even sell. They don't even make new merch.
That's crazy.
Which
it's like just missing out on a ton of money.
Well, they know there's so much like bootleg in circulation, like of different Limp Bizkit things, and it's like all these rock guys are starting to come to Nashville, like living here. Like Scott Stapp lives in Franklin.
Yeah.
Like the
there's a lot. I mean, Kid Rock lives here now.
Yeah, Kid Rock lives here. The guys from
White House on a mountain somewhere.
Yep. The guys from Lit live here. 3 Doors Down lives in this area.
Gavin DeGraw has a bar here.
Yep, Gavin DeGraw and Timberlake both have bars here. It's fucking wild. We've been hanging out with the guys from Good Charlotte quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Josh Madden, their older brothers,
that's
become
right,
a good.
yeah.
He's become a really good friend of ours, and is starting to work more in the country realm of things. But he's like, yeah, dude, everybody's just like Nashville's the new thing. Like all the rock guys are starting to move down, particularly
it's
Williamson County, because they all have kids, so they want their kids growing up in Franklin and Brentwood and
Yeah.
Cool Springs. Like, could you
Makes
imagine?
sense.
You imagine having like a bougie house in like Franklin, and you walk out your door one day, and it's just Fred Durst hanging out, like working on his car or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's like, what is this?
fucking Scott Stapp's just at the Starbucks in
He's just
Franklin.
practicing in his garage.
Yeah. It's Limp
Turn
Bizkit.
it down. Well, never mind. Keep going. You're good.
It's
Sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's
you were a legend.
Creed practicing in the garage.
Yeah. that's funny to think about.
Yeah, that's really what's happening.
It's like all your neighbors are just bands that
Yeah.
reunited.
Yeah. So
That's
So with tour life, do they give you like a rider and stuff? Do you get a rider on a comedy tour?
Nah, my rider is whatever Rodney has. I'm not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Ours, that tour is probably like the easiest going. Like it's literally me. Well, it's Rodney, me, a piano player, and then the production manager.
Oh, that's it.
And then the Outback tour manager who's on the Outback dates.
Yeah.
But I mean, the three of us live in Nashville. Rodney lives out in Tulsa. So we'll just meet up, fly out somewhere, and be out for a weekend warrior it, and then come back.
What kind of like venues is it? Is it a lot? I'm guessing like a lot of theaters.
Yeah,
right?
mostly theaters and then casinos. Like, what was last weekend was 2 theater gigs, and then we finished up at some casino in California.
Do you gamble when you're out there?
Sometimes. No, I'm trying not to make that. Like,
I was gonna say, with
dude,
the
'cause
amount
it
of
can get out of
casino dates
hand.
you have, it'd be out of hand real quick.
I'd say probably a third of our dates are casino dates. So if I start gambling, it's gonna be. I'll get on the roulette table for a little bit.
I'm a slots guy. I'm slots and ponies. That's why I like the Franklin, Kentucky casino.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You just hang out there. There's just an old guy ripping a cig next to you. He's like, use this machine right here, this machine right here.
hits,
This
yeah.
machine's been hot. Sit here for 5 minutes. You're going to win something.
All the old people always know what slot.
Yeah, because that's all they just gamble away their retirement.
I can't do slots. It's just too much. Or it's
Really?
too little.
Oh, it's too
I
little.
need more going. I need more at stake.
So you need cards in front of you. You need
like
roulette.
I'll do blackjack. I'll do roulette. I'm trying to learn craps, but
I don't know anything about craps.
I feel like every time I put money down in craps, they're like, oh, there we go. 7. I'm like, all right, well, 7 always hits. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
But then apparently like Baccarat or however you say it, Baccarat
Yeah.
is like the best chances you have at winning. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I do well in roulette somehow.
Yeah.
Which is horrible chances of winning. But
Yeah. Where's been like a favorite place that you've gotten to go with Rodney? Or even not with Rodney, just because I know you'll tour separately, like with some buddies, and like go to different clubs. And I know different cities have different scenes and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Zany's is still probably the best club. There's been a lot of fun spots. So with Rodney, the Moody Theater in Austin.
Okay.
Was very cool.
Austin's a very up and coming city for comedy.
Well, the
right
Moody
now.
Theater is where they always had the Aussie City Limits Live.
Oh.
That would be like on PBS and stuff. So I would watch that growing up. And like, I remember when we got there, I was like, I've seen this place somewhere before. And then I realized where it was.
Yeah.
And, and the whole theater or whatever that venue is just like rowdy. So
That's
it's a lot
cool.
of fun. San Antonio, the Majestic Theater out there was nice. T-Pack was very cool here.
Yeah, that'd be a cool moment for you being a local guy.
Yeah. So that was cool. Still trying to get on the Ryman one day. That'll happen. I've watched a ton of shows there, so. But then there's just, I don't know. I mean, all the shows are great. Well, there's some that suck, but.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah.
You do so many shows. Not all of them.
You're
can be
bound to
your
have some
favorite.
bad. Even now, I mean, they're far and few in between, but every once in a while, I mean, especially with Rodney's crowd, sometimes you'll get like a really rowdy crowd. And, depending on, they'll judge you right off how you look when you come out before you can even tell a joke. They're just saying things that I'm not going to say on the podcast, but you're just like, all right, well, I don't know how to start from there, dude. I haven't even said anything yet. And there's a FGOT chant going on the whole time before I even get out there. Yeah. It's it depends, That's very rare. That's happened like a few times where I'm like, all right, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, how do I come up from this?
Yeah. Let me prove to you guys that I'm not. And then by the end, I'm like, I don't think I proved it. I don't think I changed their mind at all, dude. Yeah.
Damn.
But it's fun. I mean, to be in that situation and to have that opportunity 5 years in is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a big deal. Yeah.
Because, you have like these 5-year goals when you start. You're like, all right, I want to be doing this by this date. And it's just already surpassed what my goals were. So now I'm like, all right, I got to start this whole new set of goals and figure out where I'm going and what I want to do. And it's what I've realized, like in the entertainment business, is a lot of it is luck and being in the right place at the right time, and then also building relationships with people, and you kind of everybody helps each other out.
Yeah.
So like the only reason I'm on this gig is because Connor Larson, who's another comedian, was out with him for the COVID years. So from like 20 to until I was with him in October 2022, he was doing the gigs with him. And I think he just wanted to step down and kind of headline on his own.
Yeah.
So the management was like, well, before you leave, do you have somebody that you can recommend and find to replace you before you go? Because you kind of have a contract where it's like, if you leave, you need to have somebody replace you.
Yeah.
So he threw my name out there. They called me while I was sitting at my
That's
desk.
a good friend to have right there.
Yeah. So shout out Connor Larson twice. Him and a guy named Chance Willie, like they gave me like Comedy Bar, which was a big space of me getting better in comedy quick. It was a place like right off downtown on 3rd Avenue. So you always got like the drunkest crowds, and they were just kind of hard. It was hard to do well there.
Yeah.
But you wanted to be there because it's like local show, or you have open mic, local shows, and then this huge gap of like performing, and then Zanies. So like Zanies is like top tier in Nashville, for club and everything.
Yeah.
And then Comedy Bar comes along. It's like a nice in between of like that fills in that gap between local shows and Zanies. Yeah. And Connor, was one of the people hosting a lot of shows there, him and Chance. And they had moved up to hosting and doing stuff at Zanies at that point. So obviously, Comedy Bar was like, do you have somebody to recommend us? And Connor and them and Chance again were like, yeah, Matt Taylor's good, give him a chance. So
hell yeah.
That happened. Then the world shut down, and I did that for a while, and then moved up to Zanies, and then Connor steps down from Rodney's tour and was like, here, this. So it really is, about the relationships that you build and the friends that you make, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunities that they've given me, or even throwing my name in the hat.
Yeah,
because it's a large sea, and like half the time, there's plenty of comics that I think could do Rodney's gig.
Especially here in Nashville. The Nashville comedy scene has just boomed.
Yeah,
so much in the last few
Nate
years.
blowing up, and Dusty, and John's great. I mean, and Theo lives here.
Yep.
Theo doesn't really do much other than, Zanies when he pops in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just having his name here alone brings credibility to
the
city.
faces that are on the side of the building at Zanies, that's a good collection right there. There's not a lot of cities that have that.
No, and I mean, then you've got the bigger up-and-comers, like you've got Aaron. Chance just moved up to Austin, but fantastic comic. Connor, Zach, Fiona Colley, she's doing great. But then you have like Laura Peak and Casey. Yeah. Casey lived here. She's a writer for SNL now.
Yeah, fucking cool.
And then Laura Peak tours with Eliza Schlesinger, and she tours on her own too. So
yeah,
there's a lot of talent that comes out of New York, that comes out of Nashville. There's a lot of talent that comes out of New York too.
Yeah.
They're kind of the mecca for that. But
yeah,
it's just for the small circle that we have, I'd say per capita, we have a ton of comics that are good.
Yeah, and
in New York, you have a shit ton of comics.
Yeah, but
and then you have a smaller circle.
But it's New York. You have a shit ton of everything up there because of the size and everything. And then what's the Nashville Comedy Festival like? Are you a part of that? Like, do you have any shows
typically
during that?
if I'm on it, I'm doing the roast battle.
Oh, fun!
Which is great.
Is that like the
Josh Black? He's another great.
Is that like the Yo Mama like back and forth kind of thing?
It's more like, have you ever watched Roast Battle? Like the one that they had like the Comedy Store back in the day, where it's like
seen that.
Each person goes tit for tat. So it's just, is it tick for tat or tit for tat? I don't know. But it's basically like you have a constructed roast and then the next person does. So it's not really like Yo Mama style, but it tends to be more of like you look like.
Okay.
Or whatever. So that's fun. they do that every year during the comedy festival, and then all the bigger acts are coming around, so you can host for them, or kind of have a feature with them. And that festival itself,
I've never got. That's one of the goals that I have for this year is to pop in, because that's a lie. We
come to New Material Monday during that.
I would like to do that. I got to go to Kid Rock's show at the Ryman a few years ago, because he had Trey kick off the night with Dick Down in Dallas acoustic at the Ryman, which for Trey and us, that was like such a cool moment.
Huge, yeah.
And then we got to see like Theo performed at that. Shane Gillis, he had just gotten let go.
Chance was on that.
Yeah, yep. Shane had just gotten let go from SNL, so that was a really cool one. He had
Darnell.
Darnell or Darnell, however you say
Big
it.
J.
Yeah, Big J, which I had gotten to know Big J. I had some buddies that helped out on the Gas Digital Network with Legion of Skanks and Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll show, the SDR show.
Yeah, so I did. I worked with Aaron Berg.
That name rings a bell, yeah. I'd only popped in there a few times for some of their very wild X-rated events. Dude, that shit was fucked.
Aaron Berg he was nice enough to give me, he was the reason I went down to New York to do shows, and in Jersey.
Yeah.
And that dude is just crowd work murderer. I mean, dude, how he doesn't get canceled for the stuff that he says is beyond me, but he is hilarious. He's relentless, and he takes a bunch of risk. And shout out to Aaron Berg. He's a very nice guy.
Gas Digital Network. They're good. They're good dudes. They have a lot of cool shit going on. But when I was there, they were recording at Big Ralph Sutton's apartment, and they were having it's the Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll show was very leaning on wild sexcapades and porn stars and adult entertainers and all of that kind of stuff. So I got to go up for some of the very because my buddy Chris, who I worked at the radio station with, was their content guy. So he would bring me, he's like, dude, they're doing this tonight. I'd be like, oh fuck, okay, I'll go. And then I'd just be sitting in the corner watching this shit go on, and it was just some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And Luis Gomez and all those dudes. Yeah. You talk about guys that have found a way to get by cancel culture and just be insane. That was my first tiptoe. I wasn't fully in it at all by any means. A lot of those guys probably don't know who I am, but I got to be in the room with them and watch them work, especially behind closed doors. Shit was crazy.
Yeah, Gas Digital's doing real well. When Louis J. Gomez and Aaron came, they co-headlined Zanies.
Yeah.
So I was the host opener or whatever for him. Yeah. And I felt like such an idiot. Whenever I brought Gomez on stage, I just go, give it up for Louis Gomez. And then he comes out, he's like, it's Louis J. Gomez. I was like, it's cool. I mean, I get it, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like such an idiot. But that's not the worst. I've literally forgotten somebody's last name before.
Dude,
or they'll give you all their stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, I host the Once in a Lifetime Coming Around the Corner Be There Soon podcast. You're like, I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah.
Just give me something else.
Yeah, that's what we have. Nikki T and I host. We host the Songwriters Nights, the Writers Rounds.
Yeah.
We host. That's kind of how I've made my name in town, is by doing a lot of those. I've hosted at least twice a month since 2019, even during COVID. Now we're doing 13 events in town a month. It's a lot. So I have to remember everybody's name to introduce them. The full band stuff's easier because there's only 6 people playing. Yeah. But when it's a writers round, it's as many as 16 artists.
So you have to the whole night?
Yeah, because there'll be 3 or 4 up at a time, and they'll go down the line playing their songs. So it'll be one person, then one person, then one person, then one person. So you get up there, you introduce all 4 of them. Plus you have to shout out the sponsors, talk about the venue, tip the bartenders. Hey, check out our merch table. You get in a flow and a rhythm of doing it.
You should host the Zanies. You'd be good, dude.
Dude, that's something that Evan and Evan has talked with us about, is figuring out a way. 'Cause he's the name Raised Rowdy just sounds like something that would be fun, and we have a segment that's called our.
Y'all really could do. Y'all could probably easily produce a comedy show somewhere here.
Yeah, and we have a thing coming up, a comedy collective. We call it Raised Rowdy Degens, Degenerates.
Yeah.
And it's 5 of our buddies. It's basically if you took the blue collar, redneck style of comedy and mixed it with songwriters. It's those kind of guys. And Brian Frazier, who runs our Butt Rock account, is one of those guys that's in that thing. But like they have songs like Masturbator, like about fishing, like he's the masturbator with a rod and reel. It's guys with songs like I like all shapes and sizes, talking about different beers, like just funny like funny silly. Like one of our buddies, Eli Locke, has a song called Wiener Dog, like she only loves me for my wiener dog. Yeah, and people go like it's so we have, and we're working on like bits with them, but it's like figuring out the video to where it's like nobody's getting canceled because they're wild. They're wild.
Yeah.
Good dudes, talented songwriters. But yeah, we've been wanting to, that's like a goal for me by the end of this year is to get somehow, because I want to showcase the comedy scene in Nashville fucks, and it fucks really, really hard. Like there's a lot of good talent here, and everybody just thinks of it as like the music city, but
it's tough because it's labeled Music City, so a lot of times
there's
like, I didn't even know there was comedy in Nashville.
And like I want to get to where one of our events could be a variety show, and it could be a little mix of everything.
Yeah,
you know, to where it's just
always
hard.
put comedy before music.
That's what Erin, my girlfriend told me that. Was like it is like to go, especially like the full band stuff. Like maybe have a comedian kick off the night. Maybe they're hosting that night. Yeah, and maybe that's how you start to bridge it. You know, like because we do our stuff at Winners and Losers is like full band stuff. So maybe that's a place to do it. But we're hoping to dip and dive more into it. And to really showcase that, because with Raised Rowdy, it's like we have the country stuff, we have the butt rock stuff. We're going to 10 festivals this summer where we set up, we help MC the festivals, we sell merch, we go out and do content with people. We'll host like a hot dog eating contest in like the camper area. We'll do like a beer pong leaderboard. We did a watermelon eating contest in Rome, Georgia.
Nice.
Fucking the guy that won the watermelon eating contest was like a big fucking hoss like farmer dude, and you watch, we have photos of him eating his watermelon. We're like, yeah, no shit, that guy won the watermelon eating contest, you know. So we have a lot of good stuff coming, but yeah, we'd definitely love to figure out ways that we could fucking get within the same thing. Like guys like you and Evan have been really helpful with like.
Evan's a great dude. He's a good guy.
You talk about a dude in the scene that's like hosting a bunch of different events, and just like someone who's part of, like you talked about that in between of like you have the open mics, then you have Zanies. Like he's part of that, like the early stage and that middle stage. Yeah, like part of that bridge. And I feel like that's important. That's like what we do with the music shit. Like people we don't have money to pay people to do our events, but they come and do them because they're homies of ours, and they know it's gonna be a good time, and they know it's instrumental within the scene. I feel like that's what you guys are doing with comedy. Yeah,
it's good to have, especially people like Evan, because Evan's been in the scene for a long time. So, and he's, he came up with Dusty, so he knows a ton about comedy. He's very, very helpful to a lot of the newer people that are trying to get opportunities. He's good with advice, and he's just literally one of the nicest people in the scene. Him and Dusty's one of the nicest people too.
Yes, like incredibly welcoming. Another big lover of cigars, by the way.
Yes,
Dusty Slay loves him a cigar.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who love cigars.
Yeah, no,
I try. If it ain't a cigarette, well, I don't really smoke anymore, but I smoked for like 12, 13, 14 years.
What kind of cigarette? What kind of cigarette?
Camel Crush.
Of course, Camel Crush.
Crush it.
With the black, did you have the black ice window, the black ice car freshener to match it? Because I feel like that just goes, like if you buy a Camel Crush pack in a gas station, they should just give you the black ice air freshener.
I remember I started out with Black and Milds.
Oh yeah, all of us do the wine wood tips.
We go down on spring break in Panama City, and I'm smoking Black and Milds this whole time. Yeah, wine tips.
Yep.
Then I moved to what was it? The clove cigarettes.
Oh,
like the Jarum Blacks or whatever.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, dude, I smoked those for like a year.
Yeah.
Before I was like, all right, and then because I was always like, I'll never smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, that's how I was.
But
it
was like Black and Milds, clove cigarettes. And then Camel Crush came out, and that was it. That was like the next 10 years of my life, was just burning heaters.
Yeah, my first pack that I ever bought was a pack of Maverick Red 100s, and what a mistake that was. I was on those for a little bit.
Kept you going?
Then I was on L&M's, and then at my longest, I was a Diet Marlboro guy. Marlboro Light shorts. Yeah. Diet Marlboros were my speed. God, I tried the American Spirit. I tried the hipster American Spirit thing. It's just too long of a commitment.
Yeah.
Those cigarettes, they just take so long to burn. Like,
yeah, you're still out there where everybody's like, all right, I'm done. I'm going back in.
yeah, like,
You're like, all right, well, it's cold out here.
it's a 10 of American Spirit's a 10-minute conversation with some randos outside of Tin Roof.
It's not the same as a Black and Mild. You can't put it out and relight it.
No, the Black and Milds are good for that reason.
Smoking's crazy. I mean, because I haven't smoked since, it's probably been 5 years now.
Wow. See, I still bum them when I'm out. I have
Yeah.
a problem. 'Cause it's like I'm around all this alcohol. It was what I jumped to after I quit boozing, you know? So it was.
It's weird. I kind of like quit everything pretty much at the same time.
You went like straight edge kind of thing.
Yeah, like I still drink. I just don't get like shitty anymore.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
But yeah, there's still not like I'll see somebody smoking, like, damn, that's good, nice, that's real nice.
You're enjoying
Bet
that.
you're
cig.
enjoying that. Like it's just like, yeah, tell me how that is. Just tell me what that feels like.
Did you crush it yet? Yeah. Did you crush it yet?
Did you crush it? I would crush it every single time.
How
like
early?
I wouldn't even smoke it first. I would just crush it. And then
Really? Oh, you went straight menthol.
Yeah, and people are like, just buy menthol. I'm like, I don't know why. That little, I don't know if it's the slight autism I have, but that little crack right there just really gets me. I'm self-diagnosed autistic on TikTok, so.
On TikTok?
No. Like,
I was going to say. Do you do TikTok a lot? Is TikTok big for comedians?
It is. I don't
huge,
do it enough.
It's huge for music.
Yeah.
Like it's changed the game for music within country music. Yeah, that's
nice.
That's why we have that platinum Dick Down in Dallas plaque over there. That's TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like TikTok TikTok changes people's lives, you know? Like it's crazy. And like there'll be clips from this episode that'll be on TikTok. Like that's just how you have to promote everything now.
Yeah.
And it's just like the short form stuff. Because you remember Vine. You were probably a Vine guy.
Vine. I think Vine still to this day was the most creative.
That was your favorite?
Yeah, because I mean it's like 6 seconds make something worth watching. That's all you get. You get 6 seconds. And it was fun to be creative that way. And I remember I had like one Vine that did like really well. And then like a few months later it was just done.
What was the Vine? What would you do?
It was so I don't even have it because I didn't save any of them. But I tried to redo it on Instagram. It just didn't work as well. I don't know if just time passed, but basically it's like this guy's like walking by this car, and he like the guy in the car looks like he's jacking off. So the guy's like, "What the?" And like as soon as he says, "What the?" It cuts to the inside of the car, and he's just scratching off scratch-off tickets. But like when he walks by, the guy's like, come on. But it was just 6 seconds, like real quick. You just see him like going,
That's awesome.
Shit.
That's awesome. That's good degeneracy right there.
Yeah, and it was just I don't know, for some reason. I think somebody might have shared it or something because it was just doing nothing and then just like took off. And that was like the first feeling of like something going viral. And then on Instagram, you know, I'd put my jokes up or whatever, and one of them went viral, and that was that helped a lot because I went from like 2,000 followers to like 30,000 just off of like one joke.
Wow.
Yeah, and then just stayed there.
Yeah.
So, but talking about TikTok, yeah, like somebody, like, because you know TikTok, they just steal jokes. That's a big thing that happens on there too. Is like some account just like redid my joke. And it's just doing way better than my joke did on TikTok. And I'm just like, I hate seeing that, but good for them.
Yeah, it's like people steal memes.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many of Brian and Nick's butt rock memes have been taken by big accounts like Barstool even.
Really?
Which, you know what? At the end of the day, Brian's like, you know what? If my meme got picked up by Barstool, I made a good meme. This was a good quality creed
it's also
post.
Like, hey, just tag the person.
Yeah, or just put a wall. Yeah, by tagging and giving somewhat of like the creator
some
credit.
recognition. Even if you're like, this is hilarious, and then at whoever.
Yeah.
But like the one I just saw, somebody's like, you can't make this stuff up. I'm like, you literally made it up. That's my story. You know, like, that's whatever. But you see that a lot. Cause like, and you see it a lot with like TikTokers because they're like a younger generation. They just don't, I don't know if they just don't like respect the craft that goes into comedy. I mean, it's jokes at the end of the day, but you know, at the same time, like somebody put a lot of time into that. Yeah. And that's their creativity. And now you're just piggybacking that to get views and go viral because you saw it do well. Yeah. And you're not even like giving them credit. You're making it your own thing. But clearly, like there's one guy on TikTok that just steals everybody's stuff. Ugh. And even all in the comments, they're like, "You stole this," and yada yada.
But it's still getting the
but
comments,
he's
which
just so
keeps
he's
the
getting
feed
the
going.
algorithm.
Because even bad as long as
Dude,
there's some kind of interaction, the algorithm goes nuts.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, people love this, push it." But you see that a lot in TikTok. You see it a little bit on Instagram, but I don't know why on TikTok. I mean, there's a bunch of like wannabe comics that'll just literally their whole thing is just finding jokes online and then recreating it as their own.
Damn. Yeah, that happens.
Can't really do that. Can you do that in music?
In music, there's people that'll like now. There's record labels like Universal is pulling. You have to pay to like use their sound. Like there's labels where you have to like pay to use the sounds from the songs, or like there's people
TikTok?
that aren't letting. Yeah, there's like wars going on between like labels and TikTok.
That. Because, like, you would make videos and you would add the audio, and now you're trying to search the audio. It's like, oh, it's all these karaoke covers of this shit now.
Or it's you got to buy it, and it's like iTunes kind of shit.
Yeah.
Where, like, you got to buy it to use it.
Just
so it's
one clip.
Yeah, dude, and it's like, what's going to be next after TikTok? Because, in the next few years, there's going to be another app everybody's going to go nuts for. Everybody thought it couldn't get bigger than Facebook. Oh, it couldn't get bigger than Instagram.
What about Snapchat? That really flopped. I don't know how they're not.
Snapchat was wild for me. Like when you're single, to me, when you're single, Snapchat is big. When you're in a healthy, good relationship, Snapchat goes away.
Yeah, I might as well delete it at this point.
Yeah,
I have like two friends that send me stuff on there, and I'm I'm keeping it for you guys.
Yeah, I have some buddies from back home in New York that get into some degenerate shit. They're like, they're like
gone in 24 hours.
Yeah, they're like FI guys, like Wall Street guys, but they'll party like Wall Street guys
you were
too.
talking like a fraternity or something.
Well, FI, yeah, like financial district, yeah.
FI.
Yeah, FI, and they're like work hard, play harder kind of guys. Not quite Wolf of Wall Street, but like a few notches below that, like
the Coyote of Wall Street.
Yeah, like the Coyote, like not even quite up to like Jonah Hill, Wolf of Wall Street level, but just not quite into the Quaaludes, but into some fun stuff. And they'll send me like random videos or like random like Snapchats of like the sandwich they got, and I'm like, why are you sending me this Italian combo? I can't get this shit down here, like motherfucker.
Where are the places to go in New York?
Oh, it depends what you're looking for. There's everything.
Pizza, I went to.
You go to John's on Bleecker?
No, I think I went to Joe's.
Joe's is good too. Joe's is really good too. Because
Yeah,
if you're hanging out by the cellar, like, is that like where the Comedy District is?
Yeah, that's Greenwich.
You got Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
Greenwich Village has a ton of good restaurants.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't grow up like going into the city when I was like old enough. I mean, I moved down here at 23, but like I would go into the city to like go to a Yankees game and take the train in, or like go to see Florida Georgia line at Madison Square Garden, or like this or that, like go to shows and things like that. But then
what happened to them? Do they just
wait till they come back? They just they're doing their own solo things, but wait till they come back. They're the same guys. It's funny, like the tree. I've talked about this on here before, and this is why butt rock and country music come together. Yeah. So the guys that helped with Nickelback early on, a guy who's been on the show before. His name's Chief, and he was Nickelback's tour manager and front of house guy, and he started out with them in Canada, from when they were in a van all the way up, and then he went from them. He found another band he wanted to formally manage, and that band was Hinder.
Okay.
And his partner in a lot of that, and the guy that produced Nickelback, is a guy named Joey Moy. So Joey produced Nickelback, Hinder. They also worked with a band, Default. They worked with a bunch of different bands that came out of Canada. And then they got a call to come down.
Wait, Hinder's Canadian?
Hinder is from Oklahoma.
Oh,
but Default, Theory of a Dead Man, Nickelback. There's all those bands that came out of Canada. 3 Days Grace. A lot of Canadian butt rock. And we love Canadian butt rock. They're very strong. But they got a call to come down to Nashville to work on Jake Owen's Barefoot Blue Jean Night record. So you have Chief and Joey coming to Nashville. Then from there, they got a call about these guys that were playing on Broadway doing covered gigs. That ended up being Florida Georgia Line. So then Chief ends up managing FGL. Joey ends up producing FGL. Then Joey's now, then Big Loud comes to be, and that is Morgan Wallen, Hardy, Ernest, all those guys.
Yeah.
Chief, right before COVID, leaves Big Loud and starts his own thing called The Core. And The Core is now Bailey Zimmerman, Josh Ross, Nate Smith, and Nickelback is on there too.
Wow.
So the guys that helped really get Nickelback started came into country music, helped really get Jake Owen going with that Barefoot Blue Jean Night record, built up FGL, built up Morgan Wallen, all those guys, and now it's like the Bailey Zimmermans and like that world. But it all stems from them coming up in Canada together with Nickelback.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it all like that sound of like bro country comes from the same guys that created butt rock. And there's a lot of similarities to it in that they've become a bit, and like you have people hating on bro country over the last few years. Give it another 10 years, and what we're doing with butt rock.
Like, oh my God, that was so good.
Oh my God, bro country. Like there's not a skip on FGL's first record. Those Chase Rice songs, those Thomas Rhett songs, those Luke Bryan songs. Like it's gonna circle back around, and the pendulum's gonna swing back. So it's pretty wild. It's wild though, like when you look at it like in that sense, to where it all comes from those guys, and then you go to a Morgan Wallen concert and you have the elements of what a Nickelback arena rock show looks like.
Yeah,
like it's that production style and that like that rock star lifestyle that you saw with Chad Kroeger and you saw with like Austin from Hinder, and you see with those bands.
It's crazy when you realize like Nickelback and Creed, like how aware they are of like
it's a bit
tone of like
it's a bit
like. Yeah, Nickelback, like every time you see Chad, like his interviews, he's always like, oh, yeah, I get it. He's like, but they're all hits.
Yeah.
They're making a shit ton of money. And you're like, respect that.
Yeah, you don't
think
think Fred Durst knew what he was doing at Woodstock 99? Like, that's a bit Korn. Like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
The band Crazy Town. You don't think Creed, like, you don't think Scott Stapp knows that with all these memes? There's a reason he's commenting on them with fire emojis, like, loving it.
He knows.
That's a bit. Like it's knowing there's so much, and it's like that with comedy too. Like knowing your thing that makes you a little bit different. It's like that with all things in entertainment.
It's like with Rodney. Rodney found a way to make himself stand out.
Yeah,
you know, because every comic in the '90s was doing comedy, but not that many people were doing songs and stuff like that. And at that time, I mean, it was him, and they were doing like comedy albums.
There was another guy. What the fuck was his name? He covered a bunch of, it was like a lot of 2000 songs. Like he changed I Love This Bar by Toby Keith, R.I.P. by the way, to I Love NASCAR.
Oh, Cletus
T. Judd.
Yeah.
Cletus
He's
T.
a very
Judd.
nice guy too.
Yeah. I haven't met him. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah. So he was very, very nice. And I've got to work with him a few times. And then, but yeah, him and Rodney were kind of like it.
Yeah.
And Rodney, you know, was pumping out all these original songs that people were just like, because I remember back in high school, we'd listen to his songs on the way to like baseball games.
Yeah.
And like the coach would be like, turn that shit off, you know, like just that filth. I'm like, yeah, this is hilarious, dude. Dear Penis, come on now.
Oh, yeah.
But watching him, getting on tour with him and like watching him kind of changed, because you learn something from everybody. It's like, you know, with him, I've learned what it is to be a performer.
Yeah.
At like that level. Because he's very theatrical, and everything that he does is just big, and he's movement, and it's like, okay, if you want to perform this level, you have to grow into a performer, and you see him just do it, no matter what kind of day he's having, you know, what he's going through or anything. Because you know he's great friends with Toby. Toby passed. He's at the funeral one day, and then he's doing shows the next day, and you know you put that hat on and you go out there and perform regardless of what's going on around you. And mad respect for him. I mean, I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
He's also an insanely insightful guy, so.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. That's awesome, dude. How many more dates you got with him? You still
it's
with
nonstop until they kick me off or I kick myself off. So it's kind of the greatest gig ever.
That really is.
I mean, as a comedian, your biggest problem is, you know, booking dates. And now I'm in a position, I'm obviously not going to be on the tour forever.
Yeah.
Because I'll eventually step down to do my own thing. But this is the most stress-free comedy there is, because it's all my dates are booked with him, and then our weeks off or whatever, I'll, you know, try and pick up where I can and try and headline smaller clubs when I can and get those opportunities. But
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I'll be with him.
You have any shows within a 4-hour radius coming up with Rodney?
Yeah, with Rodney, I think.
Because I'd love to get out to. I mean, I want to come and see one of your Nashville dates, but I'd love to get out. I'd love to make a trip out to a That'd be fun.
Yeah,
it'd be a lot of fun. I've never been to a Rodney Carrington show. Like I said, I've only partied with him and a dog. There's some girl had a dog, and me and Rodney, Ryan Nelson, another one of our DJs, like those guys, we all partied at Red Door together one night.
Yeah, I'm not getting service in here, but No, he's got. There's Mount Vernon, Kentucky coming up.
Yeah, let me see. I wonder where. He's 55. He's been doing it a while.
Dude,
Just looking him up.
35 years. And he started when he was 20. I started when I was 30.
Wow.
You know, already.
Bloomington, Illinois. I love that place. We go to a festival up there. Oh, the Choctaw Casino. That's a fun one.
Is that Durant?
That's Durant,
Yeah,
Oklahoma. That's a
yeah,
good
that's
casino. That's a fun casino.
Next weekend, I
Yep.
think.
Yeah. Look at you knowing your dates. That's awesome. Oh, you got Myrtle Beach. I love how there's the Alabama Theater in Myrtle Beach, South
I
Carolina.
know. What happened there?
Fucking funny. Oh, West Virginia back-to-back nights. That's very fitting. Oh, Midland, Texas. Been out there.
Roanoke.
Oh, Jackson, Tennessee. May 11th. I don't know if
that's coming back from Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure out
Colorado
a
Hot
figure out a
Springs. And
date.
then, if you look right down there, I think Mount Vernon is like 2 hours away.
Mount Vernon.
We went there and did a show there last year, I think.
Oh, and Owensboro's not far away either. Yeah, we
the
might.
Kentucky shows might.
Yeah, we'll have to see because we have festivals and stuff. Like our festival calendar comes up, and it's like every month in the summer we're at a festival.
Yeah.
And it's like one of them, like we're doing one of those Rock the Countries. I don't know if you've seen that. It's Jason Aldean headlining the first night.
I have seen that.
Kid Rock headlining the second night. So we'll be at one of those. We do the Key West Songwriters Festival.
Oh yeah, Kid Rock was just talking about that on the Rogan podcast.
Yep,
how
yeah.
he's putting that on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be out at one of those doing our Raise Rowdy stuff.
That's awesome.
So we're gonna be like carnies where it's like we go out on tour in the summer for festivals, and then we'll go out on shows too, and we call it Rowdy on the Road, and we'll do like we just did one in Statesboro, Georgia, with this kid Gavin Adcock, who's coming up. He's like John Langston. You take John Langston and Co Wetzel energy and put in a 24-year-old kid, and it's just
definitely shoot me some. I love finding new music.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Oh,
artists
dude, I got those for. That's what I do. You know, we're like A&R for the people. We like to put people on shit, country and rock. You know,
that's hilarious, or not hilarious, but it's awesome because before I got into comedy, I tried to create like my own like. I just called it, I guess, like a music collective. Yeah. It was called Locomotive Music. Okay. And the whole point was like the motive was to push local artists. Yeah. And we would like host shows all around Murfeesboro.
Oh,
and stuff.
cool.
And it was so much fun. Yeah, that's
Raise Rowdy started in Pittsburgh. I started in New York and came on as a part owner. Nicky T's been doing it since 2017. And I came in as his partner in April of last year when I got off the road from doing the tour manager stuff. And yeah, it's like we do stuff. We're very hyper local to Nashville with hosting a lot of events. And we have this pod, we have Nick's pod, we have Nick and Kurt's pod, Tales from the Front Row. We have a NASCAR podcast two of our buddies host. We have Rowdy Alternative that's more rock leaning. Like he's had band members from like Bowling for Soup and Primus on there.
Oh,
like
shit.
Yeah, and that's a virtual one. Then we have a music business one that our buddy Peyton, we call him our baby suit. He hosts that one. And we're working on developing some others, but like we're all within the music scene, and then I'm kind of the variety of whoever coming on, you know, where it's been mostly country. Like I've had like the Meg Maronis, the Dylan Marlows, like people like that, the Ella Langleys like on the show. But now we're starting to mix it up because it's like we already have the country segment covered with like other stuff. So now it's like still have country people on, but still now I can have guys like you on. I can have on the so-and-so Instagram influencer, have on the so-and-so, this guy, that guy, this girl, that girl, you know?
Yeah, you're turning like a multimedia platform.
It's outside the round, you know. It's our things are called writers' rounds, so it's like this is outside the round. It's outside the box. We like to get down with all kinds of shit, and comedy's definitely one of them, dude. And I appreciate you hanging out. I didn't know how long this one was going to go. We sat in here and talked for a good little while.
Nice, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
Yeah, where can people go to find you on all your shit now that Vine doesn't exist anymore? You ain't going viral.
Dude, I don't even remember what my Vine account. I think it was like short for Matthew or something. Okay. Because the name's Matt and I'm short. Just online, Instagram at Matt Taylor Comedy, TikTok at Matt Taylor Comedy, Facebook Matt Taylor. Good luck finding me on there. Right. There's a lot of us. That's it. I mean, I'll put my dates up. I'm pretty good at. I'm slacking this month, but this is the 4th. But and as far as shows, I'll be at all the shows with Rodney, so you can come see me there. Other than that, a lot of times I'm at Zany's on the New Material Mondays. and then Smokes and Jokes in Murfreesboro.
I want to get down for one of those, especially with the cigar bar next door. I feel
come
like that
hang out,
could be a
dude.
lot of
It's a
fun.
good time.
I would love to get down to one of
It's
those.
the second Monday of every month. It's comedically hard to remember, but it's the second Monday of every month at 8:30 at Liquid Smoke in Murfreesboro. I highly recommend that show. Like, I love it. I know it's my show, like me and Nick's show, and we produce it. But it's a free show, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of times we have surprise pop-in comics. Like, I mean, John Chris came through not too long ago.
Nice.
So that's the fun thing about comics is no matter what stage they're at, they still love, like, because that's where we all started.
Yeah.
So they always love coming back to like a local show, and respect to John for even coming all the way to Murfreesboro to do a local cigar bar show. But it's just that grind. It's like, all right, here's a place where I can kind of try these new jokes out in front of a different crowd. And yeah, sometimes we'll have pop-ins like that, so it's always a good time.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, y'all be sure to check out our boy, Matt Taylor. Get out to a Rodney Carrington show, or if you're here in Nashville, go check out Smokes and Jokes?
Smokes and Jokes.
Smokes and Jokes, yeah, because we have multiple smokes when we're down there. But y'all be sure to follow him and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of Outside the Round. Be sure to follow us on all the socials. Rate and subscribe. Tell your mama and them. And if you want to find out more about me and what we've got going on in the Raised Rowdy world, hit up raisedrowdy.com. For my boy Matt Taylor, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.